Demonstrate the termination process of our EZ-400-NMC-2 connector. It's our 3190-1906 connector. It's a two-piece connector, spring finger, beryllium copper, spring finger center connector, no soldering required. Just two simple pieces, not a lot of small washers and flat washers and so on. Just two pieces. First step in the process, like terminating any cable, is get a nice clean square cut on the cable. What we're going to do is we're going to use our CCT-01 cutting tool, 3190-1544. Get a couple inches back from the end of the cable, apply a little bit of pressure on the blade, spin the blade around the cable, scribe through the jacket, through the braid, through the core, and then the center conductor. What you're going to do is you're going to get a nice clean square cut without crushing the cable. That way you get optimal electrical performance, return loss performance. At this point, this connector, we have a special tool here, our ST400C-2 tool. There's a little cradle on the tool. Slide the cable into this cradle until it hits a stop. Take your finger and just spin the tool around the cable. I would say do it about a dozen times. As you do, it's going to rock a little bit. The blade's going to get a little closer to the center conductor and to the braid. At that point, grab a hold of the tool, and it's all just one step. You've exposed the center conductor, you've removed enough of the outer jacket. The tool has a deburr tool built right into it. Place that deburr tool over the center conductor, and just back and forth a little bit. Take those chamfers off that center conductor. At this point, take the back end of the connector. It's got an O-ring built into the back. You don't disturb the braid at all. You don't want to comb it out. You don't do anything with the braid. You just place this right over the braid, and you push it onto the jacket and you spin it at the same time. This piece, this back piece, is going to bottom out on the jacket. You're going to end up with, it's going to look just like that, where it's just not going to go any further onto the jacket. At that point, you take something, like as long as there's a straight razor, and just take that braid, grab a hold of it, and just fold it back a little bit from the core. Now you don't have to be too careful with this process. You're just looking for any gap at all there. Just like so. Front of the connector has a gland washer built into it that's got a sharp point on it, and that's going to work its way between the braid and the outer connector of the cable. You just place that over the center. You hear that little snap. Spin that front end onto the cable. At that point, just a couple of simple crescent wrenches. You have flats on the front of the connector and you have flats on the back nut. Hold the connector, spin the back nut, and lock that onto the cable. As I mentioned, you have an O-ring in the back. Inside the back nut, you have an O-ring between the fore and aft sections of the cable, and that's all there is to it.